I think especially of late, it's been far too easy for teams to get the ball inside, whether it's off the dribble drive or whether it's trying to feed it into the post. And it's a domino effect, right? Once the ball gets into the paint, feels like nothing but bad things happen for the Auburn defense, right? It's either a basket around the rim, or more likely the ball's going to go back outside when the defense collapses, and you're either going to have an open three there, or you're going to be one pass away from an open three. And we've seen team after team after team take advantage of that strategy and have their best offensive night of the season. And I don't know. I mean, it's never too late for urgency. I mean, I guess it is when the season's over, but
Sure.
But as long as there's time left in the season, it's not too late to flip that switch and try to make progress. But when you're this deep into the season, you can't help but wonder, is the die cast, and is the book out on this Auburn defense? And it's I'm going to be really interested to see what happens over these last 3 games, because even teams that aren't projected to be in the NCAA tournament, like Mississippi State and Oklahoma, have really found success attacking this Auburn defense in a way that, I mean, they don't look like an NCAA tournament team when this is happening time and time again. And I wonder, Steven's obviously disappointed, but I don't know. I mean, I'm genuinely curious as to what could change and what's going to change between now and the end of the season when it comes to Auburn's inability to keep the ball out of the inside, and then once the ball gets inside, the way that it seems to constantly lead to open looks from 3 from the opponent.
Yeah, this game was really bad for Auburn in that they reverted to a lot of the mistakes they had made a week earlier against Mississippi State. And I think State and Oklahoma, you look at those 2 road games and say, if Auburn splits those, you feel like, okay, you're obviously you want to sweep them, but splitting them would make you feel more comfortable moving forward. And instead, you lose both of them, and you lose both of them giving up 91 in both of them, and giving up a ton of threes in both of them.
In both games, the opponent looked like the bubble team, right? Like you're talking about, which of these teams has a genuine shot of being an NCAA tournament team?
Yeah, Mississippi State and Oklahoma shouldn't have had much to play for. Auburn had everything to play for, and that's how it turned out. And again, here's the thing: last Saturday against Kentucky at home, Auburn looked like the more energetic team. They won 50 balls. Like, they did those things. They played desperately, and you talk about playing desperately over those last few days, and then you go into the Oklahoma game and you don't do that, right? The inconsistency, up and down, up and down. I think some of that's just baked into the formula of, okay, this is a team that's never had to do this before with each other. This is a head coach who has never had to do this before as a head coach, right? Some of that's understandable. However, this deep in the season, you wish you could have seen your turn corner. Like, when Auburn lost, those 4 in a row, Tennessee, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, you think, okay, those are all really good teams. You would love to have picked up some of those, one of those, but those are all really good teams. When the schedule flips back your way, maybe you can get a little bit of a brighter spot. Well, you're 3 games into that, and you're 1-2. And for Auburn, it's you hear this all the time. This was a younger team. This was a newer team. You want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the season. You want to get better as the season goes on. And instead, Auburn has reverted down the stretch. And that's the thing that I think is what's making this so frustrating for a lot of people involved. Coaches, players, fans, anybody watching, is that instead of going up, instead of taking those lumps early in the season and keeping on ticking, they've gone right back down. And in this case, they're playing defense. Their defensive numbers, outside of Kentucky, but their defensive numbers over the